Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you're all fine. We are back with lecture number 17 for English comprehension and composition. Before we move on, I'd like to tell you today's objectives. In the last lecture, we started off our writing composition in this course. And regarding this composition, we are moving on to the second important component in this composition part, that is paragraph writing. Today we are going to talk about paragraph writing in detail. First, we'll talk about how to write paragraphs, how many different kinds of paragraphs there are, and then we'll do some exercises to identify various parts of a paragraph. So let's move on and discuss what various kinds of paragraphs we have. Now, what basically is a paragraph? A very common definition, a very easy definition is that it is a developed but manageable thought. It is just one paragraph. Mostly students, when they start writing paragraphs, they forget that it was just one paragraph. They add another one or at least three more paragraphs. So that's not how you have to go about it. A paragraph is just one paragraph, and starting from the first sentence till the end, the last sentence, whether it's 12 lines or 15 lines or just 7 lines, you have to manage your thought. You have to develop it completely, and you have to manage it in within those words or within those lines. You don't have to exceed that. That is why we say that a paragraph is a developed but manageable thought. Now, basically, writing a paragraph is not a very difficult thing to do. It's just a paragraph. You just have to do some pre-writing and jot down all the points that you have regarding your topic. And then there is one important model in writing composition, in writing skill, that helps you develop the thought of your paragraph. That is Hamburger model. So this Hamburger model was created by grammarians to help students build their own paragraphs, help students develop their thought processes and manage those thoughts within the lines or words that are required. For example, if you have to write a 150 words paragraph, that is almost 10 to 15 lines. So you have to keep this Hamburger model in your mind, whatever length of paragraph you are developing. And this model is used for independent paragraphs. These models are not used for paragraphs that are part of another writing or a bigger piece of composition. For example, एक essay का एक paragraph आप इस Hamburger model पर इतना base नहीं कर सकते, because उसमें कुछ ऐसी information भी हो सकती है जो अगले paragraph में आने वाली बातों से related हो. So this is for individual isolated paragraphs that you write on specific topics. A Hamburger paragraph format provides a clear structure for writing an organized paragraph. Now, this method was introduced to help younger children develop their own paragraphs, very short paragraphs and manageable complete paragraphs, so that they knew how to develop their thought and organize them into a small paragraph. But this model can also be used for older children who have a very solid background of vocabulary, who know how to put their thoughts to paper, and after doing some pre-writing, they can develop a very good paragraph. Now, this is how the Hamburger model works. A hamburger is basically comprises of 3 important parts. Now, we see that it's the top bun, this one, and then we have the middle part that includes the salad, the lettuces, the lettuce, or this all the sauces that you put in, the vegetables, and then we have this patty and the bottom bun. The top bun is your topic sentence. The first and most important thing that a hamburger or a paragraph has is top bun and a topic sentence. Whenever you start off a paragraph, you have to have a topic sentence that introduces your thought or what you want to talk about. So there are no introductions in paragraphs. When you write an essay, there is one separate paragraph for your introductions, for the introduction of your topic. You go back, you trace the historical background, or you define your topic or anything. But with paragraphs, you don't have to do that. You just start off directly with your topic. But there is just one topic sentence that tells the reader that, what is coming up, what the writer has talked about, what is the paragraph about. So instead of reading the title, even if the reader reads the topic sentence, it should tell them कि paragraph में अब आगे क्या आने वाला है. So your top one is your topic sentence. Then the middle part, that is all this tomato sauce and lettuce and vegetables and the patty. This is the sentence that comes next are your supporting details. These are all your supporting details. Now it is totally on you how much supporting detail you want to add. Some people don't like tomatoes in their burgers, so they exclude that. Some people don't like cucumber. Some people avoid putting in lettuces, or some people like very thick patty, and कुछ लोगों को बहुत कम मीट वाला बर्गर जो है वो पसंद है, and some people totally avoid meat, they eat vegetable burgers. So that's totally on you. बिल्कुल जैसे बर्गर आप अपनी मर्जी अपनी पसंद का बनवाते हैं या बनाते हैं, उसी तरह आप अपना पैराग्राफ जो है वो अपनी मर्जी से छोटा बड़ा कर सकते हैं. उसमें जो भी सपोर्टिंग डिटेल्स हैं वो अपनी मर्जी से ऐड कर सकते हैं. They are like the lettuce, tomato and hamburger patty in the middle. So your supporting details are all these. और इन सब चीज़ों को हैमबर्गर से कनेक्ट करने का मतलब ये है कि हैमबर्गर टॉप बन और लेटस और पैटी के बगैर इनकम्प्लीट होता है. बिल्कुल इसी तरह आपका जो पैराग्राफ है दैट इज़ इनकम्प्लीट विदाउट अ टॉपिक सेंटेंस एंड ऑल दीज सपोर्टिंग डिटेल्स. Then the bottom bun is that holds everything together is the bottom bun of the burger. It is a concluding sentence. Now this topic sentence and the concluding sentence are very important. So we gather with the hamburger model that there are three important parts of a burger. So we gather that there are three important parts of a paragraph. First one is topic sentence, then we have the supporting details, and then we have concluding sentence. So that is what we are going to develop on in the next in the coming lecture, or in today's lecture. We are going to talk about how to write a topic sentence, how to identify a topic sentence in various paragraphs, how to add supporting details, and what is the concluding sentence, what is the function of a concluding sentence, and how can you develop or enhance your writing of a concluding sentence. Now, basic essentials of a good paragraph are unity, a good topic sentence, logical sequence of thoughts, variety, and a comprehensive final sentence. Now, your paragraph is supposed to be unified. It is supposed to be a united whole. उसका हर सेंटेंस दूसरे के साथ कनेक्टेड होना चाहिए. ऐसा ना लगे कि आपका एक सेंटेंस जो है वो कुछ और बात कर रहा है और साथ ही आप दूसरे सेंटेंस में टोटली डिफरेंट बात जो है वो शुरू कर रहे हैं. सो दैट कनेक्शन इज सपोज टू बी डेवलप्ड राइट फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग. दैट इज कॉल्ड यूनिटी. A good topic sentence, then the most important thing is your topic sentence. As soon as the reader reads the topic sentence, they get to know what the paragraph is about. So that's what the topic sentence should be like. Logical sequence of thoughts, all the thought process, whatever thoughts that are coming to your mind should be logically sequential inside the paragraph. जो चीज़ पहले हुई है वो पहले आए, फिर सेकंड, फिर थर्ड, फिर फोर्थ. लॉजिकल सीक्वेंस इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, एंड दीज आर इम्पॉर्टेंट कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ ऑल टाइप्स ऑफ राइटिंग्स. जो आप किसी भी किस्म की राइटिंग करते हैं तो उसमें सबसे पहले उसमें यूनिटी होनी चाहिए, टॉपिक उसका सही होना चाहिए, देन यू शुड हैव लॉजिकल सीक्वेंस. सो इट्स नॉट जस्ट ट्रू अबाउट पैराग्राफ्स, इट्स अबाउट ऑल द काइंड्स ऑफ राइटिंग्स दैट यू डू. Then we have variety. It should also include variety of thoughts. एक ही बात के ऊपर बार बार आप स्ट्रेस करें और एक बात को बार बार रिपीट करें. That is one thing that makes students lose a lot of marks when they are writing paragraphs. Repetition नहीं होनी चाहिए, and then there should be variety of thoughts. And for this, it is important that you do some pre-writing. After one or two pre-writing exercises that you apply on writing the paragraph, you have a very clear idea how long your paragraph can be, how much material you have already collected, and how can you sort it out. उसमें से कौन सी इंपॉर्टेंट बातें पिक करके आप अपने पैराग्राफ में रख सकते हैं और कौन सी को डिस्कार्ड कर सकते हैं, एंड दैट हेल्प्स यू ब्रिंग इन वैरायटी. एंड द लास्ट नॉट द लीस्ट, अ कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव फाइनल सेंटेंस. योर फाइनल सेंटेंस शुड बी वेरी कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इन द सेंस दैट इट शुड सपोर्ट द रेस्ट ऑफ द पैराग्राफ लाइक द बॉटम बन. जो हैमबर्गर मॉडल में हमने बात की कि जो बॉटम बन होता है दैट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट टू होल्ड द बन टुगेदर. सिमिलरली आपकी जो concluding sentence होता है that is important to hold the whole paragraph together. Your topic sentence and your concluding sentence, अगर वही दोनों सबसे सही लिखे हुए हैं then your work or your paragraph or your creative writing will be very good. Now we move on to talking about more paragraphs that are built on hamburger model. How to write a really great paragraph. That's what hamburger models are for. If you follow that format, you are going to be able to write a very good paragraph. So this is how a hamburger looks, and your paragraph is supposed to be like that. The topic sentence or the top bun, the very first sentence of your paragraph. When you say what a topic sentence is, it is the very first sentence of your paragraph, always needs to be indented. Now when you write a paragraph, you just don't start off as a block format. Block format use करने में कोई हर्ज नहीं है, लेकिन it is supposed to be indented. I hope you understand what indented is. Indented का मतलब होता है कि जब आप पैराग्राफ शुरू करते हैं तो आप मार्जिन के साथ थोड़ी सी जगह छोड़ के पैराग्राफ को वहाँ से शुरू करते हैं. So that is called indentation. Then tells what your paragraph is going to be about. Your topic sentence tells us what your paragraph is going to be about. Now let's read this example. There are many reasons that I love to teach. First of all, I love to teach because I love being at school. Another reason I love teaching is that the days go by quickly. A third reason I love to teach is because I love seeing a student understand something new. Finally, I love to teach because I love to be around kids. These are just a few reasons I love to teach. Now basically the paragraph is about, the first topic sentence tells us what the paragraph is about. There are many reasons that I love to teach. So your paragraph should have a very comprehensive, complete topic sentence. As soon as you read that, you understand what the author is talking about. So this in red color is your topic sentence that tells us what the rest of the paragraph would be. As soon as you read it, there are many reasons that I love to teach, you automatically understand that the coming sentence or all these supporting details would be carrying all the reasons for the person loving teaching. So this is how it is. This is what the topic sentence is all about. Moving on, the first detail, that is letters. Should not be the most important detail. It should start off, you should start off with a less important detail regarding your topic sentence. Then it needs to follow directly after the topic sentence, and it should be right after the topic sentence, not before that. And then needs to be full of good lettucey details. Lettuce is used in a hamburger to make it very juicy and more vegetarian and more crunchy. So similarly, when you add a lettucey detail to your paragraph, that becomes more interesting to read and more appealing and attractive. So let's read this example now. There are many reasons that I love to teach. Same example, but your supporting detail is, first of all, I love to teach because I love being at school. It is not a very important reason, but it is right after your topic sentence, so it is one of the supporting details. You can relate it to any one thing that you add to your hamburger. So here they have related it to lettuce. Moving on, the second detail is tomato. Still should not be the most important detail. Most important detail should come at the end, because you're developing an anticipation regarding what are the reasons of your liking this profession. It should be a slightly less important detail. Then it needs to follow directly after the letter sentence. पहले वाले sentence supporting detail के फौरन बाद होना चाहिए. And then needs to be full of good juicy details. It should attract your reader. Now look at the third sentence. Another reason I love teaching is that the days go by quickly. Now this again is not a very important detail. सबसे important detail है, finally I love to teach because I love to be around kids. This is one important reason, very important reason for the person to like this profession. So वो सबसे end में आएगा. And when you say finally, it means that the anticipation has been developed to a certain level, and now the reader is ready कि अब उन्हें final reason का पता चले. So this is how it is. Your second detail was tomato. Then the third detail is cheese. It still is not the most important detail. This is yet another detail that is a little less important than the final one. Needs to start differently than other sentences. Of course, you cannot keep starting the sentences with the same way. In the same way, you have to change those transition words that we talked about in the last lecture. You have to keep those in mind and keep changing the beginnings and endings of your sentences, and needs to be full of good cheesy details. Now they have added this just to make you understand that your paragraph is supposed to be interesting to the reader. Look at this. This is your cheesy detail. A third reason I love to teach is because I love seeing a student understand something new. Now we are moving on to some more important reasons of the person's liking this profession. One of those is that the person likes seeing their students learning new things. Moving on, the last detail, that is the meat. Of course, your hamburger or any burger just simply cannot be complete without meat. जब उसमें पैटी नहीं है तो वो बर्गर कंप्लीट नहीं है. So meat या पैटी वो आपकी सबसे important detail है. Finally, the most important detail, and then should start differently than most of the other sentences. It should totally be written differently so that it attracts attention and the anticipation of the reader is totally satisfied. And then needs to be full of good meaty details. It should be written in a way that it should prove to be the most important part of the hamburger or the paragraph. So सबसे important part hamburger का होता है meat, और बिल्कुल उसी तरह आपका ये जो last detail होगी वो important होनी चाहिए. Now look at this example again. Finally, I love to teach because I love to be around kids. So that's how it is. This is the most important detail. That is why it is related to meat. Finally, moving on to the bottom bun, what does that signify? The closing sentence. Of course, as I told you in the beginning, it's the concluding or closing sentence. That is why we call it bottom bun. Just like the bottom bun holds your whole hamburger together, similarly your closing sentence or concluding sentence is going to do the same with the paragraph. Should look a lot like the topic sentence. It should be just like the topic sentence but not completely. उसको rephrase कर दें, थोड़ा सा different तरीके से बता दें, लेकिन it should be very very closely related to what you have already talked about. Needs to summarize the topic. आपका जो concluding sentence होता है उसमें आपको almost सारे paragraph की important बातों का जिक्र करना होता है, but इस तरह से कि वो एक ही sentence रहे, वो ज़्यादा दो sentences पे ना जाए. And then needs to be an obvious end to the sentence. As soon as you read this sentence, you should understand कि ये sentence paragraph का last sentence है. Look at the same example and we have the closing sentence again exactly as we were told that it should be. These are just a few reasons I love to teach. Now all these have been referred to in your concluding sentence are just a few reasons I love to teach. That's it. Look at the topic sentence. There are many reasons that I love to teach, and your closing sentences these are just a few reasons that I love to teach. If you exclude the whole paragraph, उसके ऊपर आप पेपर रख दें, उसको छुपा दें और आप सिर्फ क्लोजिंग पैराग्राफ पढ़ें, तो यू विल गेट अ वेरी क्लियर आइडिया दैट योर पैराग्राफ जो अभी आपको नज़र नहीं आ रहा वो किस बारे में था. सो दैट्स हाउ योर कंक्लूडिंग सेंटेंस वर्क्स. ये भी बिल्कुल वैसे ही होना चाहिए जैसे आपका टॉपिक सेंटेंस होता है. इट शुड टेल अस ऑल अबाउट योर पैराग्राफ. Now regarding how to write a paragraph, we'll look at some examples, some exercises. These are about identifying topic sentences from the paragraphs, and you'll see how your topic sentence helps you understand the rest of the paragraph, and how the rest of the paragraph helps you understand or pick out or identify a topic sentence. The topic sentence introduces the main idea of a paragraph. Although most people believe that man's best friend is a dog, I think it should be a cat. Now this is the topic sentence जिसको उन्होंने रेड से हाईलाइट किया हुआ है, और बाकी पैराग्राफ को जब आप पढ़ेंगे तो आपको आइडिया होगा कि आपका टॉपिक सेंटेंस इज one important aspect of your writing. Cats have been used as pets since the time of the pharaohs in Egypt. They have been found in countries all over the world. Obviously, cats have been the favorites of man for hundreds of years. I suppose cats are so well liked because they are gentle, friendly, and easy to take care of. Now, your topic sentence, although most people believe that man's best friend is a dog, I think it should be a cat. Tells you that the writer is going to support the claim that cat is a man's best friend, not the dog. And similarly, the supporting details tell us what the cats have been doing, or how cats are better than dogs. That cats have been the pets of men since the time of pharaohs in Egypt. That means since a very long time, and they have been found in countries all over the world. Cats are favorites of men for hundreds of years. I suppose cats are. And now look at this concluding sentence. It tells you something that is almost the same as your topic sentence. I suppose cats are so well liked because they are gentle, friendly, and easy to take care of. So it's a very good concluding sentence that is added to this paragraph. Now reading this paragraph will help you understand what is missing here. Either it's a topic sentence or a concluding sentence. Now what's missing in this sentence? Read this paragraph and try to see कि इसमें किस चीज़ की कमी है. He collects books that were written over 100 years ago, but he is also interested in the bestsellers of today. If I ever need to get him a present, I know I can always please him by buying him a book. Now, this paragraph, of course, has the supporting details that tell us that we are talking about a person who likes books, all types of books, whether they are classics or whether they are bestsellers of today, or they are 100 years old books. So if you want to please that person, you can get them a book. So you have to add a sentence as a topic sentence that tells about that person as well, and their hobby or their likeness for books. So we have a topic sentence missing here. That is what you are going to add. Let's see how it has been done after doing one or two more exercises. Now with this paragraph, again a topic sentence is missing. Let's read through and try to find out a topic sentence. The most beautiful flower is the rose because it comes in so many different colors. Another beautiful flower is the daisy, which sometimes grows wild. Spring flowers like tulips, daffodils, and crocuses are also very pretty. Now this paragraph, as is very evident, tells us about varieties of flowers in spring. So we have to add a topic sentence that keeps this detail intact. Now let's read the next one and then we come back to the answers of these paragraphs. First, Canada has an excellent healthcare system. Now in this paragraph also our topic sentence is missing, but you have to see कि आपकी supporting details आपको कौन सा topic sentence suggest कर रही हैं. All Canadians have access to medical facilities, services at a reasonable price. Second, Canada has a high standard of education. Finally, Canada's cities are clean and efficiently managed. Now, as you can see, your paragraph tells you about some positive points about Canada. So that's one thing that you can add to the topic sentence that you will form for this paragraph. Now let's see what the answer to our first question would be. The first paragraph was, he collects books that were written over 100 years ago, but he is also interested in the bestsellers of today. If I ever need to get him a present, I know I can always please him by buying him a book. So which of the following topic sentences is the best one for the above paragraph? Now, when we talked about this paragraph before, I told you that this paragraph is about a person who likes books. So you have to include the reference to that person in this topic sentence. Let's read through the choices that we have. Reading is fun, books are my father's hobby, and my father was a main influence in my life. Now reading is fun of course does not relate with the person, उसमें person का जिक्र नहीं आ रहा है. My father was a main influence in my life का कोई ताल्लुक नहीं है आपकी supporting details से, because in the supporting details we are talking about his liking the books. So your option B here would be correct. Books are my father's hobby. Now it's not necessary that you refer to your father. You can say you can take any name, like Martin likes books. Books are Martin's hobby, and then you connect it. He collects books that were written over 100 years ago, but he's also interested, so it automatically gets connected with your topic sentence. So your option B here is correct. Now regarding the second paragraph, the most beautiful flower is the rose because it comes in so many different colors. Another beautiful flower is the daisy, which sometimes grows wild. Spring flowers like tulips, daffodils and crocuses are also very pretty. So let's choose the correct topic sentence for this paragraph. As we discussed earlier, this paragraph tells us about various kinds of flowers. It gives us a variety of flowers. Which of the following topic sentences is the best one for the above paragraph? A, don't you just love spring? The rose is the most loved flower the world over. There are many lovely flowers to consider for your garden. Now looking at the first sentence, don't you just love spring? We have not talked about spring in the paragraph at all. It's the flowers that we are talking about. So your option A is totally out of question. ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता. Secondly, the rose is the most loved flower the world over. We have just talked about the rose in just one line. So we cannot say that this is our topic sentence, because for that आपका पूरा paragraph rose के बारे में होना चाहिए था. So your option B is also not correct. So option C automatically will be correct because that's what is left. There are many lovely flowers to consider for your garden. And when you connect this sentence here, there are many lovely flowers to consider for your garden. The most beautiful flower is the rose because it comes in so many different colors. Another beautiful flower is the daisy, and then the names of these other varieties. So automatically all the variety of the flowers that we talked about in the paragraph connects with the topic sentence, as it tells us that there are many lovely flowers to consider for your garden. You just cannot or do not develop or make a garden with just one kind of flowers. उसमें आप सारी किस्म के flowers उगाते हैं. So that's what relates to your topic sentence very closely. Moving on to the third paragraph. First, Canada has an excellent healthcare system. All Canadians have access to medical services at a reasonable price. Second, Canada has a high standard of education. Finally, Canada's cities are clean and efficiently managed. Now, this paragraph is in logical sequence. It tells us about what is the most important detail about Canada being a very good city first, then second, and then finally the third one. So it's very simple for you to identify the topic sentence from here. For first one, A is consider Canada is our friendly neighbor to the north. B, there are 3 reasons why Canada is one of the best countries of the world. And C, choose Canada as a great place to vacation. Now looking at the first sentence, Canada is our friendly neighbor in the north. Now we are not talking about any other country referring to Canada in the paragraph. We have no idea what this our means. ये कोई country है, कोई nation है, कोई कौन है. So this one it is not at all related to the paragraph, as we are not talking about Canada as a neighbor to the north. We are not talking about Canada as a great place to vacation, because we have first, Canadians have health facilities, second, they have good standard of education, and finally their cities are well managed. So they are basically 3 advantages or 3 plus points of Canada, and that's what option B tells us about. There are 3 reasons why Canada is one of the best countries of the world. So this is going to be your topic sentence here. Now read this topic sentence and connect it to the paragraph. There are 3 reasons why Canada is one of the best countries of the world. First, Canada has an excellent healthcare system. All Canadians have access to medical facilities at a reasonable price. Second, Canada has a high standard of education. And finally, Canada's cities are clean and efficiently managed. So automatically आपका option B वो आपके paragraph के साथ connect हो जाता है, because that is the correct topic sentence for this paragraph. Now this is an activity that you can do on your own. Write a paragraph on any one of the following topics, and we'll come back to this activity when we are done with all the details of how to write a paragraph, because there are still many other details that you need to consider. You need to start writing topic sentences, you need to develop supporting details, paragraph में unity, cohesion कैसे आती है वो आपको देखना है. उसके बाद आप इस activity पे आएंगे, and at home you can pick up any of these topics and you can write a paragraph on it. Now to help you understand what a paragraph comprises of, what are the various different parts at the practical level, we'll start off a series of activities, series of exercises now regarding paragraph writing. We have a long handout here that we'll discuss an academic writing module, paragraphs. Writing exercises for self-directed study. Now you can go through this paragraph, this handout, and in a self-directed way you can teach yourself how you have to write a paragraph. So first of all, we talk about topic sentences and their support in a paragraph, and we are going to do activities or exercises that will help you identify topic sentences and form some of your own. A paragraph is a group of related sentences which develop one main idea, the topic sentence. The topic sentence tends to be a general rather than a specific idea. The main idea of the topic sentence controls the rest of the paragraph. Usually it is the first sentence in the paragraph, but not necessarily. So till now we said that our first sentence in a paragraph is the topic sentence, but it's not necessary. Sometimes your topic sentence lies somewhere else in the paragraph, whether it's a second sentence or third sentence. It cannot be later than that, because उसके बाद paragraph खत्म होने की तरफ आता है और concluding sentence की बारी आ जाती. So it may come after a transition sentence, it may even come at the end of a paragraph. Now some paragraphs also have their topic sentences at the end of the paragraph, because that's how your paragraph is developed. It starts off with something that cannot be your topic sentence, और किसी भी तरह आप topic sentence शुरू में नहीं ला सकते. We look at the examples and then you will understand. Topic sentences are not the only way to organize a paragraph, and not all paragraphs need a topic sentence. For example, paragraphs that describe, narrate or detail the steps in an experiment do not usually need topic sentences. Of course, जब आप कोई informative paragraph दे रहे हैं, only then you might need a topic sentence, या कोई argumentative paragraph है या discussive paragraph है. When you are describing, you are narrating, or you are giving the details of an experiment, you don't need a topic sentence. When you describe an event or an object or a person, you just start off with describing them directly. When you narrate or when you tell a story, you don't need a topic sentence. And similarly, जब आप experiment explain कर रहे होते हैं, तो उसमें भी आपके paragraph को topic sentence की ज़रूरत नहीं होती. They are useful, however, in paragraphs that analyze and argue. The paragraphs that analyze and argue anything, उसमें आपका topic sentence useful होता है. They are particularly useful for writers who have difficulty developing focused, unified paragraphs, writers who tend to waffle. Those writers who tend to move from one topic to another during their writing, they can be particularly useful for those writers, these topic sentences. Now all your paragraphs should have a topic sentence, because that's what tells us what is coming next. That's what develops the basis of the main theme or thesis statement, topic of your paragraph. Topic sentences help these writers develop a main idea for their paragraphs, and most importantly, stay focused. Now when we talk about topic sentences, the first and most important usefulness that they have is that they help you stay focused, and that is one important benefit of a topic sentence. Whenever you look at your topic sentence, you know you have to stick to that point. You are not supposed to waffle, or you are not supposed to digress from that topic. Topic sentences also help guide the reader through complex arguments. When you are talking about any argument, when you are analyzing a topic, or you are arguing about it, or you are discussing something, the pros and cons of something, topic sentences help you a lot, because as you start off your new paragraph, you can start off with a new topic argument, and that will help you focus on that argument throughout the paragraph. The supporting sentences in a paragraph develop the main idea expressed in the topic sentence and provide the details such as facts and examples. Now, supporting details are another important part of a paragraph that come right after your topic sentence. Now, when you give a topic sentence to your paragraph, you are supposed to stay focused and stick to some supporting details that tell us more about the topic sentence. So that is what the supporting details are. We just talked about a hamburger model, and in a hamburger model all the lettuce and tomato and the cheese and the meat patty that we used was closely related to all the supporting details that we need to put in our paragraph. When the topic sentence comes first, the supporting sentence answers the questions the reader will develop in their mind after reading the topic sentence. So that's how it should be. Put yourself in a reader's place and see कि आपका टॉपिक सेंटेंस आपके माइंड में क्या क्वेश्चंस क्रिएट कर रहा है. आप उन क्वेश्चंस को अपनी सपोर्टिंग डिटेल्स से आंसर करने की कोशिश करें. सो व्हेन वी लुक्ड एट दैट पैराग्राफ रिगार्डिंग दीज आर सम ऑफ द रीजंस व्हाई आई लव टीचिंग, आपने देखा आपका टॉपिक सेंटेंस ऑटोमेटिकली एक एंटिसिपेशन डेवलप करता है दैट वी आर कमिंग अप विद रीजंस ऑफ दिस पर्सन's liking this profession, and that's what happens. There is a first reason, then we have the second and third and then fourth reason, and then in the end we have a concluding sentence. So your topic sentence always develops in anticipation. It creates questions in your minds, and your the other supporting details are the ones that answer those questions. In this case, the last sentence, the concluding sentence, can either return the reader to the topic at the beginning of the paragraph or act as a connection to link the information with that coming up in the next paragraph. Now, जब आप एक connected essay लिख रहे होते हैं, तो आपका concluding sentence आपको या तो पहले वाले topic sentence से relate कर देता है, वापस ले जाता है, या आपको नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ की तरफ ले जाता है कि अब नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ में क्या आने वाला है. बट व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग एन आइसोलेटेड सेपरेट पैराग्राफ ऑन सब टॉपिक, तो आपका जो कंक्लूडिंग सेंटेंस है दैट टेक्स यू बैक टू योर टॉपिक सेंटेंस. तो टॉपिक सेंटेंस को ही रीफ्रेज करके लिखा जाता है. व्हेन द टॉपिक सेंटेंस कम्स लास्ट, the supporting sentences build up arguments and examples to make a case for the main idea contained at the end. जब आपका topic sentence paragraph के end में आता है, it's very obvious that before it, उस पे जो supporting details हैं, they were building up an argument and supporting ideas to develop an important main idea या conclusion लाने के लिए आपको वो जगह या information दे रहे होते. So that is why your topic sentence sometimes comes at the end. A useful tip in this regard is no writer starts with a perfect paragraph. Well-formed paragraphs are the result of drafting and revising, aimed at giving the reader a coherent piece of information. Now, it's not just that you pick up your pen, take the notebook, sit on one side of the room and start writing on the topic that you have been given. You have to have done at least one or two pre-writing exercises before you start off writing. Then again, it is for the first time you need the first draft, and then you edit it, you proofread it, you उसमें आप चीज़ें काटते हैं और ऐड करते हैं, और बाद में वो रिफाइन होके एक प्रॉपर पैराग्राफ बनता है. देयर इज़ नो सच थिंग एज परफेक्ट पैराग्राफ्स. कोई भी परफेक्ट पैराग्राफ्स नहीं लिख सकता. देयर इज़ ऑलवेज रूम फॉर इम्प्रूवमेंट. सो यू नीड टू ड्राफ्ट एंड रिवाइज योर पैराग्राफ्स ऑल द टाइम, तभी वो बहुत अच्छे होते जाते हैं. There is no set length to a paragraph, but in university essays, it is easier to work with paragraphs that are between 4 and 8 sentences long. So, आपको भी इसी तरह के paragraphs लिखने हैं. जब आगे आपको practice कराई जाएगी, 4 और 8 sentences के ही paragraph होने चाहिए. इससे लंबा paragraph is not manageable, because उसमें आपको supporting details बहुत ज़्यादा डालनी होती हैं, and then your concluding sentence kind of digresses, or it does not stay focused, जो कि हमने पढ़ा कि बहुत important element है. Now moving on to exercise 1.1, identify the topic sentences in the following paragraphs. Now we'll read through these paragraphs one by one, and इनके अंदर ही कोई paragraph में ही टॉपिक सेंटेंस है जो हमने आइडेंटिफाई करना है. वो सेंटेंस के शुरू में भी हो सकता है, मिडिल में भी और एंड में भी. एडवेंचर टूरिज्म. Now we have been given the title of the paragraph, so it would be a little easier for us to identify the topic sentence. Adventure tourism is a different way for tourists to see New Zealand. This type of tourism uses the plentiful natural resources, mountains, rivers, lakes, wilderness areas, and historical sites to provide adventure, thrill, and challenges which are low risk but high in excitement. For example, the coastal areas in New Zealand are great for canoeing and kayaking. Whitewater rafting is another popular water adventure tour. However, if you would rather keep your feet on the ground, New Zealand has over 100 developed walkways in addition to the tracks in the 12 national parks. Because more and more tourists are interested in learning about New Zealand by doing exciting and unusual activities, adventure tourism will continue to grow. Now, adventure tourism, we are not just talking about general adventure tourism, we are talking about adventure tourism in New Zealand. So our first sentence here is going to be our topic sentence. आप देखिए बाकी सारे paragraph में you are told that how many different types of adventure activities are available in New Zealand, what are the attractions for tourists that New Zealand offers, and how many different kinds of water and land adventure activities New Zealand as a country offers. तो एग्जैक्टली वही बात जो आपके टॉपिक सेंटेंस में कही गई है उसके ऊपर ही पेश किया हुआ है आपका ये सेंटेंस. एडवेंचर टूरिज्म इज अ डिफरेंट वे फॉर टूरिस्ट्स टू सी न्यू जीलैंड. नाउ टूरिस्ट कैन कम एंड सी न्यू जीलैंड as a place where there is a lot of natural beauty, mountains, rivers, natural resources and all, but adventure tourism is one different way on according to which they look at New Zealand, because they believe कि वहाँ पे low risk और full of excitement adventure tourism जो है वो available है. So your first sentence is going to be your topic sentence here. Moving on to your second paragraph, time management. No matter how you slice it, there are only 24 hours in a day. To be successful at university, students need to learn good time management skills. The first skill is not taking on more than you can handle. If you are a working part-time, have a family and are involved in a community organization, then taking a full course load at university will be too much. Another time management skill is reasonably estimating the time required to perform each of the tasks at hand. For example, deeply reading a chapter from a course text cannot be completed in between television programs. Finally, actually doing what needs to be done seems obvious but is a very difficult skill. You may find that cleaning out your wardrobe becomes vital when you are avoiding study. Procrastination is a time manager's enemy. By learning time management skills, your university study will be successful and most importantly enjoyable. Now, this paragraph tells us about skill of time management, how we can develop it and how useful it can be. And then about procrastination. Procrastination का मतलब होता है to delay doing something. किसी चीज़ में जानबूझ के देर करते रहना, उसको ख़त्म करने की बजाय उसमें किसी न किसी बहाने से उसको छोड़ते रहना कि कल कर लेंगे. So that is called procrastination. Now your first sentence, let's look at the initial one or two sentences, क्योंकि यहीं पे कहीं आपका टॉपिक सेंटेंस है. No matter how you slice it, there are only 24 hours in a day. Can this be your topic sentence regarding time management? Because it's very general. It does not tell us about anything regarding time management. It's just telling us that आप जो भी कर लें, आपके दिन में सिर्फ 24 घंटे हैं और उसी में आपको सारा काम मैनेज करना है. Let's look at the second sentence. To be successful at university, students need to learn good time management skills. And that's what the whole paragraph is telling us about. It is talking about the first skill that we need to learn, then secondly हमें क्या करना है, another time management skill, and then the third one. So to be successful at university, students need to learn good time management skills is your topic sentence with this paragraph. Now let's look at the third paragraph. It is titled Have Heart. Now let's read through and find where our topic sentence is. The heart weighs about 11 ounces and is the size of a clenched fist. The heart of a man performs at about 60 to 80 beats a minute. In a year, it beats some 40 million times. At each beat, it takes in nearly a quarter of a pint of blood. In a single day, it pumps 2,200 gallons of blood. And in the course of a single lifetime, about 56 million gallons. Is there any other engine capable of carrying on such heavy work over such a long period of time without needing to be repaired? Obviously, the human heart is a small yet highly efficient piece of equipment. Now, this is a kind of paying homage to the human heart, and it talks about the human heart beating at what rate and how much blood it pumps. एक scientific सी information है आपके पास. The human heart weighs about 11 ounces and is the size of a clenched fist. Now looking at the first sentence, it does not relate to all the supporting details जो कि हमारे paragraph में हैं. The rest of the paragraph tells us कि human heart performs at about 60 to 80 beats a minute, और एक साल में वो कितनी beats लेता है, उसके बाद blood कितना pump करता है एक दिन में, और फिर एक पूरे लाइफ टाइम में, और उसके बाद उसके बहुत efficient machine होने के ऊपर एक दो positive points हैं. So your second sentence here, the human heart of a man performs at about 60 to 80 beats a minute. This is your topic sentence for this paragraph, because the rest of the paragraph tells us about the number of those beats during 1 week, 1 year, and then the pumping of blood in 1 year and the whole lifetime. So your second sentence here is your topic sentence. Exercise 1.2. Read the following paragraphs carefully, then select the most appropriate topic sentence for each of the paragraphs from the choices provided. Now this is the kind of exercise you've already done with the previous slides that I showed you. What you have to do is that you have to read these small paragraphs very carefully and then move on to these three choices, and you have to choose any one of the choices that fits as a topic sentence for this paragraph. The useful tip here is the topic sentence is general and controls the paragraph. Think about the type of questions the reader will develop in their minds as they read the topic sentence. So आपको हेल्प किया उन्होंने थोड़ा सा इस तरह से कि आप ये सोचें कि पूरे पैराग्राफ को पढ़ने के बाद आपके कौन से क्वेश्चन का आंसर मिलता है आपको, या इफ any one of these is the topic sentence, तो आपके माइंड में क्या questions develop होते हैं. Whether the paragraph is answering those questions, then you can pick that sentence as your topic sentence. Now let's read through the first one. Thousands of new people are born on our planet every day. The number of inhabitants in the world has already reached over 6 billion. If the present growth rate remains unchecked, the world may soon face widespread starvation, poverty, and serious health problems. And here you have to write your topic sentence. Now the paragraph, let's generally discuss, it is telling us about the problem of overpopulation in the world और उसके effect क्या होंगे, उसके effect थोड़े time के बाद क्या होंगे, that if it remains unchecked it would spread widespread starvation, poverty, and serious health problems. So let's see what are the choices that we have, and out of those choices कौन सा topic sentence आपका fit आता है यहाँ. Therefore, it is predicted that the world will face serious health problems in the near future. The rapid growth of the world's human population is the most important problem the world needs to address. One of the burning issues is the population explosion in third world countries. Now, number one, option A is telling us about the world facing the serious health problems in near future. We are talking about serious population explosion problems. Population ज़्यादा हो जाएगी. So option A totally improbable है, ये तो हो नहीं सकता. Option B को देखें, the rapid growth of the world's human population is the most important problem the world needs to address. Now this one is closely related, but let's look at number C as well so that we understand कि दोनों में से कौन सा सही है. One of the burning issues is the population explosion in third world countries. Now does the paragraph tell us anything about third world countries? Is there any mention of third world countries? No, there is nothing related to any third world country or all of them in any case in the paragraph. So your option B seems correct because it tells us about overall development or general idea or estimate of your paragraph. The rapid growth of the world's population, human population, is the most important problem the world needs to address. Whether you put this at the end of your पैराग्राफ और एट द बिगिनिंग, आपका पैराग्राफ कंप्लीट हो जाता है और आपको टॉपिक सेंटेंस जो है वो मिल जाता है. सो ऑप्शन बी हियर इज correct. Let's move on to number 2. Arriving in the land below the Rio Grande River, the Spanish conquistador Hernando Cortés was surprised to see the local inhabitants raising crops that included avocados, corn, garlic, and nuts. Onions, tomatoes, chili peppers, and pumpkins were also grown in the rich soil. Irrigation systems were employed in some of the drier regions. The Aztec farmers also were skillful in creating terraced gardens to make the most of the rainfall and to minimize soil erosion. Evidence showed that they employed crop rotation as well as natural fertilizers to enhance the production of their farm products. Now, the paragraph tells us about the Spanish explorer Hernando Cortés, who when arrived at Rio Grande River, he found found out about the different habits of the inhabitants of that place. उनके farming skills के बारे में उन्होंने देखा और वो उनको explain किया है बाकी paragraph में. Let's now read the options and see कि आपका topic sentence क्या हो सकता है. The Aztecs of Mexico were a nation of accomplished farmers. Hernando Cortés discovered farming in Mexico. Mexico is blessed with rich farmland and an abundance of food products. Okay, now let's look at option A. The Aztecs of Mexico were a nation of accomplished farmers. Now, yes, we are talking about this nation being very good accomplished farmers because उनके जो different skills हैं, irrigation skills हैं और उनको rainfall को कैसे manage किया है, erosion को कैसे उन्होंने minimize करने की कोशिश की है और उन्होंने crop rotation भी इस्तेमाल की हुई है और fertilizers भी इस्तेमाल करते हैं. So these are all the farming skills of those people of Mexico, that is Aztecs. Aztecs जो हैं वो वहाँ के रहने वाले लोगों का नाम है जो उस टाइम पे वहाँ आबाद थे. So this can be your possible answer, but let's look at the other options as well. Hernando Cortés discovered farming in Mexico. Does the paragraph tell us anything about that? कि farming ही discover की Hernando Cortés ने? No, because we are talking about the farming skills of those people. Then number C, Mexico is blessed with rich farmland and abundance of food products. We have a lot of information about abundance of food products, but we are not talking about Mexico being blessed about them. Half of the paragraph is about the skills of the Aztec farmers in Mexico. So option A here would be correct. The Aztecs of Mexico were a nation of accomplished farmers. Now we'll be moving on to building a paragraph. And we'll talk about some important aspects of how to build a paragraph, like logical order, then we have linking, repetition of keywords and relevance. ये चार चीज़ें हैं जिनका आपको ध्यान रखना होता है when you are building a paragraph. It's not just the topic sentence and the concluding sentence. उसके बीच में जो details आती हैं उनको किस तरह से develop करना है. आपके mind में सारी thoughts हैं लेकिन उन्हें organize किस तरह से करना है, किस sequence से आपको paragraph में रखना है, topic sentence के बाद कौन सी detail आएगी और क्लोजिंग सेंटेंस से पहले कौन कौन सी डिटेल्स को आपको ज़रूर पैराग्राफ में डालना है, टॉपिक से रिलेट कर रही हैं या नहीं कर रही हैं, रेलेवेंट हैं या नहीं है, लिंक हो रही है या नहीं है, दे आर इन लॉजिकल ऑर्डर और नॉट. दीज आर द थिंग्स दैट आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आपको एक पैराग्राफ लिखने के लिए इन सबको सीखना ज़रूरी है. सो लेट्स रीड अबाउट देम एंड देन वी मूव ऑन टू अनदर सीरीज ऑफ एक्सरसाइजेस. लॉजिकल ऑर्डर. A well-constructed paragraph contains sentences that are logically arranged and flow smoothly. Logical arrangement refers to the order of your sentences and ideas. It is the order of your sentences and ideas. You have to be very careful about in what order your sentences would appear in the paragraph. There are various ways to order your sentences depending on your purpose. For example, if you want to describe historical background to an event or something that happened to you, you would order your sentences according to the sequence of action from beginning to end. Now, इसमें दो तीन डिफरेंट तरीके हो सकते हैं. इफ़ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एन इवेंट दैट हैपेंड या एक हिस्टोरिकल इवेंट को ट्रेस करें, यू विल स्टार्ट ऑफ विद थिंग्स दैट हैपेंड फर्स्ट, देन सेकंड पे क्या हुआ, फिर थर्ड, फिर एंड में क्या हुआ. सो यू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम बिगिनिंग एंड मूव टुवर्ड्स द एंड. और उसको सीक्वेंस को सीक्वेंस ऑफ एक्शन के हिसाब से आपको रखना है कि कोई कौन सी चीज़ किस किस तरह से हुई, और वो logical sequence आपने रखना है. However, if you want to describe important points to your argument, you may want to start with the most important point first and arrange the following point according to level of importance. Now you can also arrange your points according to the level of importance. जैसा कि हमने उस पैराग्राफ में किया था जिसमें the person was talking about why they liked teaching profession. They actually start off with the least important reason and move towards the most important reason. आपकी मर्जी है आप कौन सा सीक्वेंस यूज करना चाहते हैं, whether you want to start off with the most important detail and move on to the least important, or you want to do the opposite. And useful tip in this regard can be, as you write, you may remember something that you wanted to say earlier and include it in your paragraph. This is simple if you are using a word processor. However, you have to make sure that the new sentence does not end up out of place. Now, अक्सर ऐसा होता है कि आपको लिखते लिखते याद आता है कि आपने पिछले 2-3 लाइन्स में कोई चीज़ मिस कर दी है और वो आपको देर से याद आती है, एंड यू हैव टू इंसर्ट इट. अगर आप टाइपिंग कर रहे हैं अपने लैपटॉप या कंप्यूटर पे पैराग्राफ टाइप करके लिख रहे हैं तो दैट्स नॉट डिफिकल्ट, बिकॉज आपको बीच में कर्सर को वहाँ ले जाएं और टाइप करें और उसको कनेक्ट कर दें. बट व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग यू हैव टू बी वेरी स्पेसिफिक अबाउट दैट कि जब आप एक नया सेंटेंस ऐड करें, दैट सेंटेंस is supposed to relate to the previous and the sentence that is coming after it. It should not end up out of place. वो पढ़ के ऐसा नहीं लगना चाहिए कि ये इंसर्ट किया हुआ है. उसको इस तरह से कनेक्ट करें कि एक बिल्कुल स्मूथ कनेक्शन जो है वो आपस में दोनों चीज़ों का बन जाए. And then second important thing is linking. Not only should sentences and ideas in a paragraph be logically arranged, but they should also flow smoothly. Expressions such as next, then, after, when, and other signal time sequence. Expressions such as an example of the most significant example to illustrate are used to identify the example in the sentence. Such expressions provide a link between the ideas presented. Although you do not need to include a linking word or phrase in every sentence, you should use enough of them to help your reader follow your ideas clearly. Now, linking or transitional words are very important because it's not necessary कि आप अलग अलग isolated sentences को 1, 2, 3 करके पैराग्राफ में ऐड करते जाएं. You need to have a sequence between them. अगर आप कुछ बात करें जिसका रीज़न आप आगे बता रहे हैं तो आपको उसको एक प्रॉपर ट्रांजिशनल वर्ड लाइक बिकॉज, एज, फॉर, एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ इससे करेक्ट करना है. बिल्कुल ऐसे ही there is some examples of transition words that you can use. Next, after, when, ये सब टाइम सीक्वेंस के लिए होते हैं. फॉर एन एग्जाम्पल, मोस्ट सिग्निफिकेंट एग्जाम्पल, टू इलस्ट्रेट, ये आपके सेंटेंस में एग्जाम्पल को हाईलाइट करते हैं. एंड देन these expressions provide link between sentences, so they are also important to writing good paragraphs. Now, repetition of keywords. This is also an important skill regarding paragraphs. You can repeat keywords to help your reader understand what you are stressing on. आपका emphasis किस चीज़ के ऊपर है. Each sentence in a paragraph should relate to the topic and develop the main idea. If a sentence does not relate to or develop that idea, if your paragraph repeats and elaborates keywords, each sentence in a paragraph should relate to the topic and develop the main idea. Yes, every sentence is supposed to have a very close connection to your main idea. If your paragraph repeats and elaborates keywords, there is less chance of writing irrelevant material. तो आप वो keywords माइंड में रखें जो आपके पैराग्राफ टॉपिक से रिलेटेड हैं और उन्हें बार बार रिपीट करते जाएं. तो इससे क्या होगा कि आप irrelevant material राइटिंग में नहीं डाल सकते, बिकॉज बार बार आपका फोकस जो है दैट विल कीप कमिंग बैक टू योर टॉपिक. कंसिडर द टॉपिक सेंटेंस. स्मोकिंग cigarettes can be an expensive habit. The following sentences in the paragraph need to discuss why smoking is expensive, both from a financial as well as a health point of view. ऑफ कोर्स व्हेन यू से इट्स एक्सपेंसिव, तो आपको ये भी बताना है कि कैसे एक्सपेंसिव है, वेदर यू आर जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट इट्स बीइंग फाइनेंशियली एक्सपेंसिव या आपकी हेल्थ पर भी वो बहुत बुरे असरात करती है. सो रिपीटिंग द कीवर्ड स्मोकिंग एंड एक्सपेंसिव और फाइंडिंग सिनोनिम्स फॉर दीज वर्ड्स अलाउज यू टू कीप योर राइटिंग फोकस्ड ऑन द मेन आइडिया ऑफ अ पैराग्राफ. So this is how your repetition of keywords works. इसके ऊपर भी आगे एक exercise है that will help you understand it better. Next we move on to relevance. If a sentence does not relate to or develop the main idea, it is irrelevant and should be omitted. Cutting out the irrelevant material is part of the task of revising. Now relevance को आप check करते हैं जब आप paragraph लिख चुके हैं and then you are revising it and editing it. So editing के time पे आप बार बार paragraph को पढ़ें और you see कोई ऐसी बात जो आपके topic से relate नहीं कर रही उसको निकाल दें. Consider the topic sentence smoking cigarettes can be an expensive habit. Looking at the same example again, if a sentence in the paragraph discusses how to blow smoke rings, it is out of place. अगर आप सिगरेट्स स्मोकिंग के एक्सपेंसिव होने की बात करें और उसमें आप ये बताना शुरू कर दें कि सिगरेट पीने के बाद जो गोल रिंग्स होते हैं वो कैसे बनाए जाते हैं या सिगरेट पीने का तरीका क्या है, तो दैट विल बी टोटली आउट ऑफ प्लेस बिकॉज दैट वोंट रिलेट टू योर टॉपिक. इट डज नॉट डिस्कस द एक्सपेंस ऑफ स्मोकिंग. It's totally out of place. A paragraph that has sentences that do not relate to or discuss the main idea lack unity. And when your paragraph lacks unity, you will lose marks. So make sure that all your thoughts are related to your topic. Now regarding logical order, now we have an exercise. Create a coherent paragraph by arranging the sentences in logical order. Let's first read the sentences and then there is the paragraph in order. We'll read that later. First पहले से 6 sentences पढ़ लेते. In these rural areas, 70% of the available agricultural land suffers from dryness and lack of irrigation. As a result, the crops are usually marginal with hardly enough production to feed the farmer's family. This was the second sentence. Third sentence, the first fact to consider is that over 60% of the population lives in rural communities. Number 4, in my country, one of the most urgent problems facing the government today relates to agriculture. Number 5, and without irrigation, agricultural production is wholly dependent on this uncertain rainfall. And the last sentence in the sequence, number 6 here, is to understand the nature of this problem, one has to look at some of the facts. Now these are basically jumbled up sentences और आपको according to the logical sequence or importance of their occurrence in the paragraph इनको organize करना है. So let's quickly go through it and then move on to the paragraph जो इसके नीचे लिखा है जो कि order में है. Now we are basically talking about the problems that are facing a country or a people regarding agriculture. So your sentence number 4 will be your first sentence. In my country, one of the most urgent problems facing the government today relates to agriculture. So this tells us about the problem. This is the topic sentence. ये हो जाएगा number 1. Then we move on to sentence number 6. To understand the nature of this problem, that relates to what problem? This problem जो हमने previous sentence में बताई, the problem of agriculture. One has to look at some facts. अब ये sentence आपको ये बता रहा है कि आगे आने वाली जो sentences होंगी उनमें facts होने चाहिए. So this sentence number 6 would be number 2. Then we have sentence number 3. The first fact to consider is that over 60% of the population lives in rural communities. So the first fact tells you कि यहाँ पर some facts का जिक्र करने के बाद आपको सबसे पहला fact बताना है. तो number 3 would be sentence number 3. And then we move on to sentence number 1. We are talking about in these rural communities. So यहाँ से शुरू होगा. In these rural areas, 70% of the available agricultural land suffers from dryness and lack of irrigation. This is another factual problem. 70% का एक fact figure उन्होंने दे दिया है कि ये इतने लोगों को, इतने agricultural land को ये problem है dryness और lack of irrigation की. So your sentence number 1 would be sentence number 4. Number 5, and without irrigation, agricultural production is wholly dependent on the uncertain rainfall. When we talk of lack of irrigation, logically आपके सारे sentences automatically sequence में आते जा रहे हैं, because इस sentence में आपको बताया lack of irrigation के बारे में, और यहाँ पे आपको बता रहे हैं and without irrigation, agricultural production is wholly dependent on the uncertain rainfall. This sentence is going to be your sentence number 5. Number 5 is number 5, and now we are left with only one. As a result, the crops are usually marginal with hardly enough production to feed the farmer's family. This is your last sentence of the paragraph. As a result. Now इसमें transition words देखें आपके पास है. The first fact, this tells you that you have to talk about the first fact now, and then as a result tells us कि अब आपके पास ऑलमोस्ट कंक्लूडिंग जो पार्ट है सेंटेंस का वो आने वाला है. सो लेट्स सी कि हमारा जवाब सही था या नहीं. आपका ये पैराग्राफ इन ऑर्डर है. इन माई कंट्री वन ऑफ द मोस्ट अर्जेंट प्रॉब्लम्स, दिस वॉज सेंटेंस नंबर 4. टू अंडरस्टैंड द नेचर ऑफ दिस प्रॉब्लम, दिस वॉज सेंटेंस नंबर 6. द फर्स्ट फैक्ट वॉज सेंटेंस नंबर 3. Then we have in these rural areas 70% of the available agricultural land suffers from dryness. This was sentence number 1. And without irrigation, this was sentence number 5. And the last one was sentence number 2. So this is your logical sequence of the paragraph. Now building a paragraph, the second component is linking. And regarding the exercise with this, in the following paragraph, the linking words and phrases are left out. Add the words and phrases that you think make sense. Now यहाँ पर आपके पास 4 और 5, 6 blanks हैं जिनमें आपको linking words add करने हैं according to the sense of the sentence. यहाँ पे कोई list नहीं दी हुई है, आपको अपने पास से choose करने हैं और लिखने हैं. Now let's see कि इस पैराग्राफ में कौन से linking words जो है वो fit आते हैं. Living in one's ethnic community in a new land is very pleasant. Dash, it definitely has some disadvantages. Living in one ethnic community is in a new land is very pleasant, but it definitely has some disadvantages. Now why did we add but here, as the person is saying that living in your own ethnic community in a new land, that is if you are Chinese and you are living in a Chinese community in America, it's good, it's pleasant, but it definitely has some disadvantages. It's being very pleasant और फिर आगे बिल्कुल opposite बात बताई है, इसलिए हम यहाँ पे transition word add करेंगे but. Let me explain what I mean through personal example. At first when I came from China to Auckland, I was very happy because some of my old friends were living in the same neighborhood. A year later, dash, my family and I decided to move from that area in order to live near where we worked. A year later, however, yes, however will be the answer here because एक साल के बाद however is अलबत्ता their family moved because they wanted to live where they were working ताकि वो काम अपने ऑफिस वगैरह के करीब हो जाएं. That day I began to feel that I was living in another country, in another Auckland. My first problem came when I tried to tell my landlord that our refrigerator was broken. He didn't speak Mandarin. Dash, I didn't speak English. Now Mandarin is the Chinese language, the most widely spoken Chinese language that is in the whole world. Now he says that when he left that community जहाँ पे Chinese लोग रहते थे, because ये आपस में communicate कर लेते थे और कोई problem नहीं होता था. When they left that community and went to where the natives were living, जो Auckland is in Australia, right? So वहाँ पे Auckland is in New Zealand. वहाँ पे जाने के बाद उन्हें पता चला कि किसी दूसरे कंट्री में रहना कितना मुश्किल है, बिकॉज सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट प्रॉब्लम था लैंग्वेज का प्रॉब्लम. नाउ ही सेज दैट हिज लैंडलॉर्ड डिड नॉट स्पीक हिज लैंग्वेज एंड आई डिडंट स्पीक इंग्लिश. सो यहाँ पे आपका जो ट्रांजिशन वर्ड आएगा, लिंकिंग वर्ड, दैट वुड बी एंड. लिटिल थिंग्स लाइक दैट मेड मी फील अनहैप्पी एंड इनसिक्योर. Dash, I did not want to go back to my own ethnic community. Yet I did not want to go back to my own ethnic community. I was living in a new country. Dash, I had to do things for myself. So I had to do things for myself. Automatically आपका जो logical sequence के हिसाब से आपके जो भी linking words आ रहे हैं वो आप लिखते जाएंगे. I had to learn a different culture, different language and different customs. Living with my ethnic group was very comfortable. Dash at the same time it was harmful. Dash I didn't learn some of the essentials for survival in a new country. Living with my ethnic group was very comfortable, but at the same time it was harmful. At the same time it was harmful, as I did not learn some of the essentials for survival in a new country. It was an important, though painful, lesson to learn. Now, overall, the paragraph is about the person telling us how difficult it is to survive in a place where you cannot make yourself understood because of language barriers, and in a different community. Living away from your own community in a different country is difficult, but he then tells the people of the different communities in another land that it is important for their survival, because that's how they have to do it. उन्हें अपनी community से अलग कभी ना कभी तो रहना है और नए मुल्क में जाकर settle होना है, so they have to learn new languages, new customs, new culture. उन्हें हर चीज़ में का experience हासिल करना है, so that they understand what they have to do. Now moving on to repetition of key ideas. In building paragraphs, repetition of key words is important. Sometimes your paragraphs have certain words that are repeated and that help you stay focused on on your topic. And looking at those keywords again and again makes you understand that you have to come back to that topic, और वो आपको digress नहीं होने देता. In the following paragraph, coherence is achieved by repetition of keywords. Find the keywords in the paragraph. Now looking at this paragraph, coherence has been achieved by repetition of some keywords. So हमें वो ढूंढने हैं. So let's do that. When surnames began appearing in Europe 800 years ago, a person's identity and occupation were often intertwined. A surname was a direct link between who the person was and what she did. Tailor is the Old English spelling of tailor, and clerk is derived from clerk, an occupation of considerable status during the Middle Ages because it required literacy. Now the paragraph basically is about the appearance of surnames. और जब surnames coincide हुए occupational names के साथ तो क्या problems हुए, क्या difficulties हुई, that's what the paragraph is about. The names Walker, Wright, Carter, Stewart and Turner indicate occupations. A Walker was someone who cleaned cloth. A Wright was a carpenter or metal worker. A Carter was someone who drove a cart. A steward was a person in charge of a farm or estate. And a Turner worked a lathe. So these are the occupational names. One of the few occupational surnames reflecting the work or women is Webster, which refers to a female weaver. So this is the kind of coinciding of surnames and occupational names. अब आप देखें कि ये वाली दोनों चीज़ें, ये दोनों ideas कहाँ repeat हुए हैं. So that is going to be your repetition of keywords. We have surnames here. We have surname here again. Then we have names, and we have occupational names, occupational surnames. So ये सारे आपके keyword हैं that have been repeated to help you understand what the passage is about, help you stay focused. Occupation भी इसमें ऐड किया जा सकता है. Occupations यहाँ दोबारा लिखा हुआ है. So occupational names and surnames का जब coincide किया जब इन्होंने, तो person's identity and occupation were often intertwined. So जब आपके occupation के हिसाब से आपका नाम है, वो आपके surname के तौर पे आ रहा है, so your own identity kind of intertwined with it. So this is how a paragraph works. उसमें कभी कभार repetition of ideas होती है, repetition of words होती है, to help you understand कि focus किस चीज़ पर है. Whether you are writing a paragraph or you are identifying keywords from a paragraph, both are important. Now regarding relevance, we have an exercise. Let's go about it. In the following paragraphs, the topic sentence is highlighted in red. Find the sentence or sentences that do not belong in the paragraph. There may be one or more irrelevant sentences. Now you have to see कि आपके relevant sentences कौन से हैं और इसमें से एक दो irrelevant sentences हैं इस paragraph में जो आपको निकालने हैं. Now let's read through the paragraph. At least दो दफ़ा आपको paragraph पढ़ना पड़ेगा, so only then you will understand. Another problem facing a number of elderly people is living on a reduced income. Now ये आपका topic sentence है. Living on problem facing elderly people living on reduced income is the main topic. अगर इससे कुछ भी हट के यहाँ आ रहा है तो वो आपको irrelevant होगा, वो आपको निकालना है. When they retire, old people may receive a pension from their company or a benefit from the government. The amount of their monthly income is often significantly less than they received when they were fully employed. All of a sudden, retirees find that they can no longer continue the lifestyle that they had become accustomed to, even if that lifestyle was a modest one. Many find after paying their monthly bills that there is no money left for a movie or dinner out. Of course, sometimes they cannot go out because of their health. They may have arthritis or rheumatism and it is painful for them to move around. This can also limit their lifestyle. For some elderly people, however, the small amount of money they receive will not even cover their monthly bills. They realize with horror that electricity, a telephone and a good food are luxuries they can no longer afford. They resort to living in cold homes and eating cheap food to make ends meet. Now, all the rest of the paragraph tells us about elderly people not being able to support themselves when they retire. लेकिन इसमें एक 3 sentences का एक chunk है जो कि वो topic से थोड़ा हट रहा है. We are not talking about their health, are we? No, we are just talking about they are receiving the pension and then seeing कि monthly bills वगैरह देने के बाद उनके पास इतने पैसे भी नहीं बचते कि वो कभी कोई मूवी देख लें या कभी कहीं बाहर खाना खा लें. And there is one chunk that is, of course, sometimes they cannot go out because of their health. They may have arthritis, rheumatism, and it is painful for them to move around. This can also limit their lifestyle. ये जो piece of information है that is not related to your topic. That is totally different from what we are talking about. We are talking about the elderly people and their reduced income when they retire. और ये जो portion है ये उस बारे में बात नहीं कर रहा. So this is irrelevant. आपको ये वाला portion जो है paragraph में से निकालना होगा. Now moving on, different types of paragraphs in an essay. We have an introductory paragraph that provides the reader with any necessary background information before leading into a clear statement of the writer's point of view. The point of view or thesis statement is a brief but very specific statement of the position the writer will take in the essay. The introductory paragraph may also present an overall plan of the way the essay's argument will be developed, as well as any limits the writer will place on the topic. Then we have the body paragraphs which elaborate upon all the things that were talked about in the introductory paragraph or any details that you want to add in the paragraph, and then the concluding paragraph summarizes the main points made, repeats the overall point of view and explains why the writer took the position held. A useful tip here is the concluding and introductory paragraphs are usually best written last when the writer is clear about the point of view and the structure of the entire essay. Now concluding and introductory paragraphs are supposed to be written at the end if you want to produce a very good essay. आप पहले body paragraphs लिखें और उसके बाद आपको आइडिया हो जाता है कि आपका essay basically है किस बारे में, और फिर आप introductory और concluding paragraph लिखते हैं. Now let's do this last exercise for today's lecture. The sentences below come from different kinds of paragraphs in an essay on censorship. Identify each sentence as belonging to an introductory, body or concluding paragraph. Now there was an essay on censorship. They picked up these 4 sentences and now they have asked you कि ये चारों sentences introductory, body और concluding paragraph में से किस में fit आते हैं. आपको read and tell के वो किस में आएंगे. The attitudes which have been discussed in this paper stem from a variety of misconceptions about the notion of personal freedom. The attitudes which have been discussed in this paper, that means it's the end of the paper or essay और आप सारी बातें कर चुके हैं, and you believe that all that stems from a variety of misconceptions about the notion of personal freedom. Well, when you have talked about everything in an essay, तो आपका last paragraph कौन सा होगा? Concluding paragraph. So this sentence is in your concluding paragraph. For number 1, option C is correct. The main reason for people being unhappy with censorship in any form comes from their mistaken belief that an individual's private actions have no effect on others. Now this is a reason given for people being unhappy with censorship. तो आप censorship से related reasons जो हैं वो कहाँ देंगे? Body में. Of course, your body of the paragraph, body of this essay. So with number 2, option B would be correct. Western countries' people have started to become very critical of attempts to restrict personal freedom via censorship. So this is a statement about Western countries' people. ये introductory paragraph में आएगा because we are being introduced to a statement जिसके ऊपर बाद में बात की जाएगी. And number 4 is a related reason for dissatisfaction with censorship appears to be a false notion of the idea of freedom of expression of ideas. This again will be in your body paragraph, that is option B, because ये दोनों बातें एक piece of information हैं जो body में आ रहे हैं और वहाँ से फिर आगे इनके बारे में मज़ीद details जो हैं वो दी जाएंगी. Now this brings us to the end of our lecture number 17. This was about paragraph writing. We talked about what a paragraph is, how to go about it. We also discussed a hamburger model. A hamburger comprises of a top bun of all the vegetables, cheese and sauces, and then we have the meat patty, and then the lower bun, the bottom bun. And similarly, these 3 things were related or closely connected to or symbolized as your topic sentence, supporting details, and your concluding sentence. Similarly, we did exercises on identifying topic sentences in paragraphs, writing topic sentences, identifying relevance, logical sequence, linking, and then we also talked about various kinds of paragraphs in an essay, that is your introductory paragraph, body paragraphs, and concluding paragraphs, and we did an exercise on those 2. So this is the end of lecture number 17. We will talk about more details about paragraphs, we'll do more activities, and we'll show you some sample paragraphs in the next lecture. So for today, thank you very much.